Hey guys, what's up? My name is Augustic and welcome back to our C programming tutorial series. So the next couple videos are going to be about user IO. And user IO is basically a fancy way of saying user input output. We will be displaying data to the user and we will be getting data from the user, right? So this is where a lot of the programming and stuff gets cooler because we're actually interacting with the user who's using our program rather than just doing stuff. And so in order to do that, we need to make sure that we have this include statement. This is the standard input output library. So none of the next couple of tutorials are going to be possible unless you have this statement here. So it's very important. And so when dealing with user IO, we have two main functions in C that we're going to be using. We have printf, which we are somewhat familiar with from previous tutorials. Then we have scanf. And I'll write a comment. These guys, printf and scanf. Scanf we are not so much familiar with. I haven't used it. There hasn't been a need so far, but we will be getting into that soon. So I've kind of gotten started on this program already, so you guys can just type what I have. Remember the 4 data types and remember to use semicolons and remember the correct syntax or the correct rules to use when creating variables. So I've declared 4 already. You guys can go ahead and call them whatever you want. And so here we have this printf statement. And so we have the name of the function, which is printf, all lower cases, remember that. And then we have double quotes. And within these double quotes, we have a string that is going to be printed to the screen. So if I build and run this, we'll see that it says, "Hello world, what's up?" ? And I'm not sure if I told you guys this yet, but this is our newline character. Without this, let's say I delete this. So this is the window of the last run. You see there's a new line here, or it's kind of just like pressing enter. And if I build and run this without the new line, then there's no new line. This is just, there's no space in between here. So that's what \n is for. So just remember that. And so there's another thing printf can do that we actually haven't talked about, and it can be used to print variables. So for example, let's say I change i's value because it has no value as of yet. I say i's value is 12. So now I can say in the double quotes, I can say I is colon. And so I know you guys are thinking, well, how do we print a variable, right? Because I can change at any time. Well, we're going to put %d. And what that tells the compiler is that, hey, I want you to take this string and I want you to put an integer here. So %d is specific to integers. And then you need to place a comma outside of the double quotes and put the variable name. So if you use int and then you use integer, you want to put integer here and integer here. Whatever your variable name is, you want to put it here. So this is going to tell the compiler, hey, I have this sentence or this string that I want to print out, except when you see %d, I want you to actually use a variable. Oh, and then let's not forget the \n so it looks decent. So we're gonna run that, and now we have I is equal to 12, right? So, and just to prove it to you that it's actually working, let's change I to 15, and now it says I is equal to 15. So that is how you print a variable. Now we have different variable types, right? So let's copy and paste this. Always be very careful when you're copying and pasting things in programming. So let's say I wanted to print f, right? Well, we're gonna have to change this to f as well. F is not an integer, so %d is not gonna work. We're gonna need %f because floats are represented by %f when we're referencing printf. Right, so f does not have a value right now, so let's give it the value 5.8 and let's build and run. Now we see f is 5.80. And if you don't believe me that it's actually using F, then you can change F and you'll see the value change. So let's do it again, except this time I want to print D. So D is a double. You would think %D would be for double, but it's not. So for doubles we use LF, right? So we need to give this D a value. Let's give it the value 9.8. And let's build and run. We see D is 9.8. So we're doing it right. And so for the character, which is C, we're going to use %C. We're going to change this to C. And always remember when declaring characters to use single quotes. Do not use double quotes. Let's use the @ symbol. So we will build and run this. And we say C is equal to the @ symbol. Right? Pretty straightforward, pretty easy stuff. Just memorize these, the %C, %LF, %F, %D, and which variables or which data types they're used for. And you should be good. And I'll catch you guys in the next tutorial. Thanks.